crowd pleasers. They played in every Commonwealth Games since netball was introduced as a medal sport in 1998. They're led out onto court by their captain, Janelle Fowler, 32 from 33 last time out. Did you hear that welcome for Shamira Sterling? I talk about crowd pleasers, Lisa. Everything she does on court is electric.
And she's actually matured. I can see it. It's so exciting to see her maturity out on court, and particularly with the leadership of Fowler. It's going to be an exciting tournament for Jamaica.
And you're so right in what you say. These are connections, these are experiences that have been forged over years, little tweaks here and there, the making of this Jamaica side. They believe that their Commonwealth Games will be golden. Jamaica then into their huddle as the hush comes for South Africa. They've also played every Games. Bongi Msomi, such a key figure for this team, holding that flag at the opening ceremony alongside para-swimmer Christian Sadie. This could be a classic. Pumza Mweni, just over 90 caps now for her. Nicola Smith, we saw her in the recent quad series, which brought together some of the top teams in the world. And 50 caps up for Shadeen van der Merwe. She's got the moves on and off court. Well worth a look if you've never seen her dancing skills.
Yeah, she's an amazing dancer. She's actually an inspiration to me.
To dance?
Absolutely.
Things you never thought you'd hear. Lisa Alexander, former Australia head coach, inspired to dance. It'll be a special moment for Joanne too. Should she come off the bench, she'll also receive her 50th cap. Fourth versus fifth, this match 7 of the Commonwealth Games. These two teams who believe their rightful place is in the semi-finals. Who blinks first? And it'll be Jamaica who get us off and underway with their first centre pass. We expect a smart, quick start from them, but you've been watching this South Africa side, Lisa, warming up, and they look fired up.
They do look fired up. They're powerful, they're fit, and they're very, very well coached.
South Africa.
Contact with defence, go third.
A very, very quick contact call straight away on Ward. She'll have to be mindful of that.
And Rademan, love her confidence. We saw it from the early days in Cape Town when she first played against England in a first test. She's just ridden that wave all the way through.
Trademark long shot, and she won't hesitate to go to post. A lot of movement from the South African defenders in that circle. But Beckford gets it easily.
Balance structure, goal defence.
Oh, great early touch there by Williams.
Wing attack.
Her coaches will be really pleased to see that settler and her work in defence.
You mentioned how maybe at times she was highlighted for the wrong reasons last time out, but her skills she has in bucket loads. Take that lovely little offload to Janelle Fowler.
Yeah, a really quick pass, early sighting of Janelle. Ward is very involved in the centre passes for the attacking plays for Jamaica so far. Very interesting that they're going back. Again, a lot of physical pressure in that circle, but of course Fowler, she just brushes it off and gets on with her job.
Throw in South Africa.
And equally, Beckford so balletic, she just rides her way through there. Van der Merwe.
Now the key for Jamaica is to maintain this consistency and concentration for 15 minutes.
Centre.
Looking back against Wales initially, we talked about just the
Stretching keeper.
shooting strength from Fowler. Defensively, it's what they offered to
Stretching goal defence.
Venter those
Jamaica.
shots. Any defensive pressure out.
It's going to be difficult for Sterling to stop Ventnor. She's going to have to investigate some different moves on her, confuse the space. So it'll be interesting to see that matchup. Oh, wow. Some really strong defence there from Griesel.
Throw in.
You see the disappointment, and you heard the crowd inside the NEC arena too. Just that they couldn't convert that. Mulwaney, head bowed, lifts it back up, straight onto her toes again. Such is the pressure
Contact
of
in
this
defence.
high-level netball. She was determined to try and get a winner in there.
Wonderful cut and drive there from Williams onto the circle edge. Just left, actually, Van der Merwe for dead there, I'm afraid.
Contact, goalkeeper.
However, she's right in there again, Van der
Goalkeeper,
Merwe.
come
She
up.
will not stop for the whole match. She will be persistent with her defence.
Obstruction. South Africa.
Talking of persistent, that's what you get from Janelle Fowler.
Yes,
that post.
you get consistent and persistent.
Both to be applauded.
I'm liking what Smith's doing so far. I was like, oh,
Almost a wipeout.
Of course, commentators curse. However, I'm liking the fact that she's taking on the attacking transitions. Great contest there from Sterling. You
Straight
know
up.
what she's going to be doing out there. She is hunting ball, and she is spectacular.
Sterling and Wilson combining and getting in amongst it.
I have to say
Finance
I
goal
can
attack
already see
obstruction.
Rob Wright's influence on the attacking transition out of defence from Jamaica,
Contact
because
centre.
it was an area that was a little bit shaky in the quad series,
Obstruction.
and now it just looks really smooth, and
Jamaica.
the connections are there.
Specialist defensive coach brought in by Jamaica. You'll see him at the top of your screen, sat on that bench.
Contact, goalkeeper.
Powerful take by Fowler. Great feed.
Obstruction. South Africa.
Griesel takes the ball. A little bit of variation from the South African attack line on their centre pass. So that time we see Memsomi
Contact, wing
coming
attack.
out for the centre pass. Of course, she's got
Beside
speed to
the wing
burn, but she
attack.
can use great
Beside the wing attack.
attacking changes of direction and dodges. Didn't like what she saw then. She's going to reset up.
Yeah, but look how well it was reset.
That is
And trying to
contact
find
on
that
10.
way through, and you just see these wayward hands and arms deliberate from Jamaica trying to come through to unsettle South Africa, just ignoring the
That's
moment.
offside,
Lovely little
with
bounce
defence.
across from Somi.
Ventnor did not want to shoot over Sterling's hand there.
Can you blame her?
Well, no, but she has to get onto that early and really make her mark. Really good reset. Umpire Armstrong Lush actually was a little bit behind on that call, so she needed to absolutely race around to be level.
Much better. That's so difficult with all that was going on around them, just to keep that patient approach.
Absolutely. You know, you've got the world's top umpires here. They are world class,
Throw in Jamaica.
and they're working on their games as well for every match. They are assessed by a panel. They get lots of feedback, and they're trying to have their best game as well. Great turnover there. Lots of pressure from South Africa. If they play together well as a team like this, they can turn ball
There's
over.
that hand. There's that hand again. Oh, and look how the Jamaica bench love that.
And it just makes everyone rise. Now they've got to make sure they get this ball through. It is crucial. And as you see,
Wilson fortunate then.
yep, a little bit of just hesitation actually.
Khadija Williams.
Oh, great ball from
Oh, ridiculous.
great ball from Dixon Rochester. Amazing early sighting of Janelle Fowler under the post, and she didn't hesitate. Wonderful.
We talk about these combinations that have been building since, 2015 when you were playing them, but then you add in Sterling into the equation. These younger players, Wilson into the mix too. What a team.
It's an amazing team. This is a brilliant game. People who don't know netball, if you're watching for the first time, this is two countries that go at it, generally speaking, always in a pool, in a benchmark event. And it is on.
Can't take goal defence.
Rudderman does well to have a little sniff of the armpit on the way through.
Jamaica.
Good strength.
And the great thing is that Rudderman and Venter, they will fight for it. If they do miss, they're going to go for that rebound. They will not let that ball just run out of court. Sterling and Wilson will have to block out those rebounds.
Now. Contact
Lots of
goalkeeper.
physicality in the circle.
Body. Beside the keeper.
And umpire Bowring is right onto it.
South Africa.
And the blue shoe Beckford makes that one. 9-4 Jamaica lead. Just under 7 minutes of this first quarter to go.
Contact inside.
It's straining everything, aren't they? It's almost every pass is trying to
With the
thread through
keeper.
that door closing on the train.
Yeah, it's actually a little
Release
bit
the
more
ball.
traditional defence happening from Jamaica. They're not quite as random
Advantage
and
moving
chaotic
off,
as they normally
goalkeeper.
are, which is quite interesting because South Africa are having trouble with that.
Jamaica.
No trouble with that though. Lovely shot.
I think they've just got to work it up to circle edge. That's their big advantage, and they've got great feeders that can do that.
Contact wing attack. Advantage offside. Hold time.
That floor
Got a
definitely
towel,
needs to be
please.
wiped.
She rarely stays down long. Does Bongi Msomi?
She's okay because she actually fell fairly much evenly distributed
Centre
right
third,
across her
contact
body,
wing
thank
attack.
goodness.
Both
But-
with eyes on the prize there.
But she did get bumped in the
Contact
air,
South
and
African
that is
centre.
the issue. But our athletes generally have been very well conditioned for those. They're being much more trained
South
in how to
Africa.
fall and from a chaotic position.
Break and wing defence.
Sounds like Buzz Lightyear.
Centre
Falling with style,
third.
hey?
Yeah, it is a bit like that. And you know, I know Memsomi stayed down for a little bit, but she was
Contact
okay. She was just probably just taking a little breath.
Don't we all need to do that? 10-5.
Oh, a little bit too much on that from Memsomi. The ball is slippery. I'd be asking to have it wiped if I was one of the players. Just
What do you
steady
think?
things down a bit because
We
you
are-
don't want it to slip out of your hands.
Well,
I'm really,
Msomi's going over to have a little look at it now.
I'm really liking Griesel's feeding. It's really improved. It's been a while since I've seen her. She's been much more consistent
Throw in
with her
South
play.
Africa.
She's such a tall, powerful centre. I mean, it is such an advantage for a centre to be that height, to be that powerful,
That's it.
and to be that fit.
Made her debut back in
That's
2015
offside when
again.
you feed.
Another of these
Great
players that has
move
followed it through.
by Radaman
Jamaica.
there. She really tempted the defenders to come out to the top of the circle and allowed that opening for Ventnor. Great work together as goal attack and goal shooter. And of course, our Australian specialist coach, Nicole Cusack, is still working with South Africa.
Contact goalkeeper. Obstruction. South
It's
Africa.
almost like everyone in the arena took that moment just to gather their thoughts.
Yeah, it's a bit like a title fight. I don't like to use boxing analogies. However, there is just that feeling out that's happening at the moment with the two teams. They haven't
Straight
quite
up.
let go yet. There's a couple of moments. To South
Advantage
Africa's
for
credit,
Texas
they're
Tech.
keeping on their pressure. They're being disciplined.
Oh, and look at that from Jamaica. It's that ability to be able to open up
Jamaica.
that long feed into to find the target in Janelle Fowler. No expression. Here come Jamaica again.
And unfortunately, I just have to say it, Carla Pretorius is missed out of this South African lineup. There's no doubt about it. Smith's doing a great job.
South Africa.
However, she hasn't got quite the world-class skill level yet. She will hopefully get that. But at the moment, she's playing in between. She's not caught between a one-on-one style of defence.
Oh,
Throw
look
in
at that.
South Africa. Hold time.
and then going back to
Centre
help
third.
Mullaney. So what she needs to do is actually settle on one or the other or change it up each time.
Every contest that's happening on this court. And you're right, South Africa have lost some temporarily, some real quality in their lineup, but the team that they've got, the work ethic that they've got, will keep them in the hunt with this Jamaica side. But it's Jamaica at the moment with a 13-6 lead. And coming again, Beckford with the fake. Looks to realign and find some better space, but stick it on her head.
Dixon Rochester's so confident she went
Jamaica.
straight back to the centre for that. Wonderful feed.
That is breaking goal attack.
And their centre pass too.
And I'm very pleased with Williams' composure. I mean, she's got a
South
terrific
Africa.
opponent on her, and she is just getting on with the job. There are no, hissy fits or drama. It's just getting on with it.
Only dramas up here. Looking down on this brilliant netball at the moment.
Loving what Wilson's doing. She's tracking
That is called
Rudderman
contact.
very well. Oh, great pickup.
Shamira Sterling.
Wow.
In nearly every match, we have a moment for her Instagram, but
Okay,
one
we've got
doesn't
about
count.
2 minutes left. We could have 6
Keep
goals
obstruction.
scored in this 2 minutes by one of the teams. Is it possible?
well, here's one of them.
Jamaica.
At the moment, it's going goal for goal, so probably looking at maintaining this lead at the moment,
Goal
Jamaica.
attack.
Where can South Africa get this turn?
Well,
Where can they put the pressure?
They actually need to go for a fly now. Don't be conservative. Actually have a go, because they could pick up something just
Throw
like
in
that
South
one.
Africa.
Yes, and it's their throw-in. So well done by Griesel then. She hadn't have put her hand in, there wouldn't have been a mistake made. So this is a great turnover. They've got to use it.
Oh, Smith was on the
Contact
three.
South
She
African
felt that
centre.
in front of her.
They're
Centre,
very
come up.
disorganised with their
Come up
baseline
beside her.
throw-ins. That's a real shame.
Goal defence contact.
That's
Where
got
you
to be
are.
frustrating, hasn't it? All that good work.
Well, you know exactly what
South
you've got to
Africa.
practice on the practice court.
Equally, you look at it and think, right, that's what we can smarten up for the second quarter. And there's another example.
Yeah, Memsomi, going for it. She knows that there's only a
Straight
little bit of
up.
time left, and if she had have put that in and it went in easily, it would have been a quick shot. Great defence by South Africa. Wonderful defence on the Jamaican throw-in.
Hold
So,
time.
they can do the same thing there. They can turn the ball over.
Where you are, wing attack.
Could actually say this might work in their favour, depending on how long they take for the route to goal. Still plenty of time, though, for Jamaica to come back
Wing attack.
off this.
Contact.
Oh, wow.
Wing attack. The other side.
An important decision there.
Somi called for contact. I mean, half these players are escorting each other down the court. That's how close the body-on-body is.
Wonderful, but it's actually being played with
Contact,
a great
attack.
level of discipline and skill, which I'm really impressed by both teams.
So much shadowing happening on court, tracking each other.
Oh, wonderful shot by
Jamaica.
Beckford. That's what we want to see from her, going to post, being confident.
Classy. And all of a sudden,
Advantage obstruction.
10-goal lead
attack.
opens up for Jamaica. Time to
Wow.
make it 11. Janelle Fowler can take here, there and everywhere
South Africa.
and just tickles it into the net. 18-7. Last few seconds. Need to be quick on this, South Africa.
Oh, there she goes, the outside arm, a wonderful piece of skill.
It was skill that you could see was danced to the heavens from the Jamaicans on the bench. You'd think they'd just gone and won the gold itself. This was just quarter time. This is what it means to Jamaica. They'll take the quarter lead. They'll take it, and it's hearty. 18-7. Wow, Lisa Alexander. Was that an 18-7 quarter?
Look, in many respects it wasn't, but Jamaica just did the things that are really important for a top 4 team that's going to challenge for a gold medal. That's the way they're playing. If they can maintain this for 4 quarters, they are a real chance to win their first Commonwealth Games gold medal.
To even make it to that final as well, which wouldn't be enough for them if they made it. But they are living on the edge constantly. They are straining everything. They are fighting for everything. They're flying for everything.
But I'm loving the discipline. There's discipline out there. I can see it in their faces. Their leaders know what to do. Fowler is leading from the front. She is enormous in there. And, of course, Sterling in the back end. You know, she's just playing with great flair, skill, athleticism, and driving that team.
Time on time on time, your Australian side would match up to this Jamaica side, and you knew when they had that look, when they believed in themselves, that was when they were dangerous. This side believes.
I just saw a replay of Fowler's face. I know she is excited. She knows that this team is something special.
Janelle Fowler, 100%. You always get 100% effort. You very rarely dip under 100% in terms of shooting percentage.
I have to say I'm a little bit emotional watching her because she is a figure that I don't think receives and gets the deserved respect that she deserves. And to go out and play the way she did then is just incredible.
South Africa aren't playing badly. 87.5%. When you talk about the range that they have, South Africa, we know they've got quality. You talked about actually if they play as a team, they'll be dangerous. Where is it falling down for South Africa, or is it just that they're meeting Jamaica in full flow?
Look, I think they're just making too many basic errors. That's it, really. It's a difference in South Africa are making basic errors and Jamaica are not, but if they do, they quickly recover, and that is the sign of a championship winning team.
They were 5th in 2018. Dorette Badenhorst has come in. She still has advice from Norma Plummer, a legend of the Australian game too. What will Dorette be saying about what she saw in that first quarter?
Well, they've just got to get more ball through to their shooters. They've got great shooters, and, you know, they've only had 9 shots, I think it is. That's not enough ball, so they must penetrate and get ball through to those shooters, get more opportunities, work the ball to circle edge. Just do the basics. Stop throwing the ball to the Jamaicans. I know it sounds really simple, but it actually is. Don't throw it to yellow. Throw it to green.
Well, netball's a simple game, right? If you want to be a shooter, shoot and throw the ball. South Africa then coming back out onto court. Just having a little look through. They have made some changes. We wondered if we would see Msomi out for this quarter.
Look, she probably took a fairly heavy knock, so I'm assuming that's why she's off the court.
She was down for a length of time that we don't normally see Bongi Msomi actually hit the court for. So the changes coming. Troane, who we were saying with her 50th cap, on at centre. And we centre pass then for Jamaica with an 18-7 lead. Oh dear, heading into this 15 minutes.
That was way too easy. Need a lot more defensive organisation and structure there from South Africa. Hopefully they'll settle quickly. I like Griesel at wing attack too.
Contact,
unfortunately, that feed was didn't have enough touch on the feed. She really needs to get her hand up higher and put it into the space. Here we go. South Africa are putting on a bit of a press now, so that means area defence. They're covering a space rather than one-on-one marking.
They brought the experience of Pimbella into that circle as well.
Oh, magnificent get by Fowler then.
How did she do that?
She is just amazing. Her size and strength and her ability to be agile. She's like a ballet dancer.
That was gone. That was into Rosette.
You know, that is showing you the desperation and the hunger of Jamaica. It's so fantastic to watch.
Already a couple of goals on. There she is again. She's not quite carrying this whole team, but she's leading it from the front.
I have to say, I'm so impressed with this attack end. They are all putting in. You know, Beckford's playing her role, Williams is, and so is Dixon Rochester. Amazing,
goal attack.
Beautiful play.
Key this for South Africa.
Contact, goal shooter.
Rademan was sinking those.
Yeah, we need her to put those in to put just a little bit more pressure on the Jamaican defence. I'm liking Wilson's attack down court. In general, it is very solid.
Ward. And there is Wilson, back to Ward again.
Really nice drive there from
Deflection,
Ward, just
defense.
adding to that extra
Got it.
attacking play. Wow, a stepping call. That was a big one. Of course it must have been there, and, you know, well done to the umpires to keep an eye on those basic skills.
Jamaica.
Really good transition there from South Africa. They got it down without too much fuss. Attacking through Beckford again. But going back to Ward, I'm really liking this attacking play and flair from Jamaica. Just making the teams think about what they're doing. They're obviously very fit and they feel they're able to use, you know, some extra passes to get it down.
South Africa.
Everything's going in too.
I mean, this is an amazing scoreline.
Totally unexpected. 4th versus 5th in the world. We have to reiterate again, South Africa without some key players. They've made changes to try and adjust things in this quarter. They will take time to settle. And initially, all they need to do is score from their centre pass. Easy, eh?
Yeah, but
it's almost ridiculous again, just too much on that.
It's a basic game. You get the ball 50% of the time. Each team gets that with the centre passes being alternate. Score off your centre passes. Defend their centre passes and get your ball through.
But
that
again,
is not helpful. Yeah. Look, I'm actually liking the change inside the circle with Mbala and Moeni. They're going for that split circle idea. Although at this stage, Moeni's looking a little bit concerned.
Bunny offside, goal attack.
Make your moment. That one pinballs around. The post gets involved too. Doesn't drop in South African hands.
Goal defence obstruction.
I know I'm going to suggest something, but I really would think at this stage maybe a Ventnor out to goal attack and a Rademan back into goal shooter just to change something. They just need something else. They need a spark.
Where you are, shooter.
They need something to try and
Distraction,
mix
both
things up in
players,
that
Jamaica.
circle, disrupt a little bit of this heartbeat of Jamaica.
Ventnor needs to touch the ball a little bit more, I think. That's why she's making a few of those basic errors, and she's getting a bit anxious because she's not getting the ball.
So Jamaica are giving them, again, a little bit ratty then from Jamaica.
Absolutely. There are and I think Vimbala and Moeni in that circle
Causing
together
contact, wing defence, centre third.
Just a little bit more random. Smith was very good, but I think this combination between them will be better and will confuse the space for the feeders.
Contact centre.
The fall from
That's
Chouani too. She gets the call.
Obstruction, goal defence, arms
player.
around.
I think, you know, she should add to this attack end for South Africa.
Contact.
She's got a great feed on her, but she's also a fantastic defensive player as well.
South Africa.
Was at Team
South
Bath in
Africa.
the Netball Super League. She'll have this centre pass too. 24-10.
Barnage obstruction,
Griezl
goal
with her
attack.
trademark big long run at wing attack
Barnage
out to
contact,
nearly
defender.
level with the centre circle.
centre contact
But she's
at
so
the top.
strong. And she's strong around that circle edge as well. So she just needs to get a little bit more ball.
Rademan.
That's it. And
Jamaica.
Sterling had her hand right over that shot, so that was well done. Nice work from Beckford there. Williams is backing up on second phase nicely. Lovely timing from Beckford. Great cut.
That's contact keeper inside.
Yep, I saw that one as well, Moeni. Sorry, it was.
The umpire decision had the Lisa Alexander seal.
Well, it
of
was just
approval.
in the right angle for me. I actually did see it, and well done to.
How many of those would you have seen as a coach?
Well, it depends on where you're sitting on the on the bench, but you know, you do get to see a lot of netball, and what I like is that coaches working with umpires actually makes the game better, and that's my experience with the umpires. I love working with them because they're trying to do the right thing. They want to call. They want to get accurate calls. They don't want to have a call go wrong and that influences game. So to have the game and umpires, coaches and players.
Oh, sloppy.
I told you that ball's getting slippery. It's time to wipe it. Wow, that was really well done by Moeni. And Fowler is a little bit frustrated by that one. She probably has got a little bit of a right to be. Great cut by Rademan there.
Now it's turning for South Africa.
Goal shooter
That
contact.
sunk in, but Venter called for contact too. Just feel had that one sunk.
Barnage moving off goal
Come back the way
shooter.
of South Africa again.
They've just got to chip away,
Barnage
South Africa.
obstruction.
They can't just all of a sudden come back and change the momentum. They've got to chip away, just keep plugging away at getting those scores, getting those intercepts and scoring off them.
Contact on defence. Where you are.
But if they
Goal
don't
defence
score off
aside.
these turnovers, that is what is going to not assist them to win the
Instruction,
game.
South Africa.
I love Vimbela asking me after she's done the pat on the head on the.
There's nothing
way
better
through.
than an innocent defender. I know Laura Geitz used to smile at the umpires. Oh, lovely play then. And a great shot by Ventnor.
Jamaica.
That's more like it.
They halve the score again, do South Africa. Just over midway through this second quarter.
No,
8-6 on the quarter score.
Much
Jamaica
better.
lead.
That much better from South Africa.
Contact on
That is
fence.
more of what we want to see from South Africa, together as a team, playing well and really making it
Contact
difficult for
goalkeeper.
Jamaica. And this is the challenge for Jamaica. They've had this
Shooter, where
great
you
first
are.
quarter,
Keeper beside.
but they haven't backed it up necessarily. Okay, there's a little bit of a, just a little bit of a wobble here.
South Africa.
How they respond to this wobble is actually going to set them up for the rest of the week.
Barnage obstruction, we attack.
Second quarter against Wales in their last match was actually their strongest, but South Africa now feeling it.
Jamaica.
There's so much more space now for South Africa in their attack end. So we've got the Jamaican defenders not quite closing down those spaces as they were in the first quarter.
South Africa.
Well, at one stage, Jamaica were
Barnage
21-7
contact, wing
up
defence.
in this quarter. You feel South Africa get this one and get a turn.
Contact, Jamaica centre.
Just starts to make that doubt creep in.
So they're really digging in, South Africa. They're really making sure they're
Obstruction, goal
concentrating.
attack.
Oh dear, and then you get a call like that and it is very frustrating when you're sitting on the bench. And look, the call's there. I'm not saying it's not. But that is what makes netball sometimes
Keep the contact.
extremely frustrating.
Jamaica.
Well, there's a real contrast in the benches now and in the fans in the stands too. 29 could soon become 30 for Jamaica. They just seem to have put a little lemon squash on that
Contact goal
South
attack.
Africa resurgence. It's back to Wilson. Look at that space for Beckford and does well to keep it on.
Yeah, this is a
Contact
really
goal attack,
interesting
advantage
little
offside.
period in this match. There's 5 minutes to go. There's a long way to go in 5 minutes. Let's see what Jamaica can do. Can they press ahead
Contact goal
again?
defence. Inside arm.
Some terrific work there by
Yes.
both defenders. Unfortunately, Vimbala gets called for that,
South Africa.
but that's more like what they need to do, to really put the pressure on that pass going into Fowler.
Skill in bucket
Oh,
those.
wow, Radaman just turn a little bit quicker. You would have found her under the post, Ventnor. But look, she puts it in
Jamaica.
herself, and that's fine.
We're stood right behind that shot then.
Yeah, she's an extremely hard worker on the court, works so hard in attack and defence. And sometimes I think she just overcooks it a little bit too much.
Is this capitalising on the one turn?
Yes,
South Africa.
that's it.
That
That's
is
better.
so difficult. There was an old shake and wobble on the post at the same time.
And they need to score off this centre pass right now at the 3:57-minute mark. They need to get this one. This is important.
This to make it 12-10 on the quarter score.
Wow, and I have
Contact,
to
goal
say,
attack.
that was brilliant defence from Jamaica. They closed down the spaces, made it difficult for South Africa, and that was it.
Second time Ruddermans fell to one of those calls. It's almost like the excitement of trying to get the team back in it becomes too much.
Striking goal
Yeah, look, the
defence,
energy
Jamaica.
that is expended in coming back and pulling a deficit to lessen it is enormous. Oh, I'm really thinking Williams is really flirting with that replay or stepping rule. I'll have to
Striking
consult
goalkeeper,
my
you're shortening.
experts in
taking a
umpiring,
step
but
in.
it's very close.
Either
South
way, a
Africa.
complete flirt.
Yes. But I'm really impressed with her. I mean, we were worried, but I don't think we need to be.
Badge breaking, wing goal attack.
She's
Vantage
really taken on
obstruction, goal
board
attack.
Khadija Williams.
Jamaican centre
Now that's
contact.
better from Van der Merwe. I think she
Beside
needs
the
to
centre,
exert
beside
herself
the Jamaican
and
centre.
inject herself much more into the attack. Great centre pass through her then. Oh boy.
Vantage obstruction, goal shooter.
Oh boy is right. To get down, to scoop up, to find your teammate, and then to finish the move like that.
Oh girl, I should have said as well. Oh person, but fantastic play by Jamaica.
Breaking
It's
goal
oh joy is what it is to
Oh
watch
joy,
it.
oh joy. Yeah, that's good.
Badge obstruction centre.
That's my mother-in-law's name.
Obstruction keeper.
Don't know if you want to be reminded of your mother-in-law every time Jamaica score, but feel free.
Well, she is not with
South
us anymore,
Africa.
but she is here in spirit, I'm sure.
She would enjoy this one.
She would. She loved her sport and she'd be loving watching this.
34-16, 2 minutes left of this quarter.
Oh, great. Oh.
Vision.
I thought Sterling had
Vantage
that
goal
well
contact,
handled,
goalkeeper.
but no. Oh, interesting one there. Of course, the short pass rule has been well discussed by the umpires, players, teams, coaches,
Badge
etc.
contact, goal attack.
So I think that pass would have been fine.
South
Lovely.
Africa.
Beautiful connection between Beckford and Fowler. I love those two playing together.
What's been impressive is they've certainly been questioned at times in this quarter, particularly Jamaica, but they've come through it.
They have
Vantage
come through it. They're
offside
out to
centre.
17-10. I mean,
Obstruction.
the coaches will be very, very pleased. I know they're going to keep
Jamaica.
things very calm, and they need to, because it is a big week and they cannot get ahead of themselves. They've just got to take each game. It's the old boring one game at a time,
Obstruction goal defence.
and that is it. That is what will help them
Ladies,
to
come
win
around
at the
and
end
take
of
a
the
step
week.
back. Goal defence beside her.
45 seconds just
South
left now
Africa.
of this quarter, and it's been 2 quarters of netball that have surprised us, have
Vantage
engaged
contact,
us,
wing defence,
got us
Vantage
off our
centre
seats. The
obstruction.
crowd inside the NEC arena too. They want to end on a high, will South Africa.
They're actually
defence contact.
engrossed in this game. I can see them. There's a lot of really intelligent netball people here, and they are engrossed. They're watching it. It's like netball chess tonight.
Jamaica.
Chess boxing, I think. A bit of the intelligence, a lot of the physicality, and Jamaica coming out on top at the moment. Final few seconds. Need to be quick on the transition. Fowler will go from here. There's so many sports that we could describe, but that one shot tells you all you need to know about netball. It is
Your way.
Janelle
My way,
Fowler's
South
world.
Africa.
We are merely watching on. 37-19, Jamaica with the lead. %, Janelle Fowler, a couple of words on her, or is it just pure emotion, Lisa Alexander?
Again, it's pure emotion. It'll be very interesting to see if she's replaced. I think they have to be very careful with her. They don't want to overuse her. I think I'd put Nelson on and leave her at 100%. That's my coaching hat.
Go out with the glory. I'm sure we'll see more of the Jamaica captain. Here's some highlights from that first couple of quarters. Lisa Alexander
my foot's-
alongside me, 37-19, but actually looking at those penalties, the contact penalties in there too, very, very high. Shooting percentage actually, if South Africa can get it in there, they're doing all right.
Absolutely. I think they definitely need to tidy up. Would be not surprised if they go to the umpires at halftime.
If you can, you do. Use everything to your advantage. At the moment, though, it's advantage Jamaica. 37-19. They lead South Africa.
Just by being a good person. A lot of kids do come to me and a lot of kids love me. You see, and I'm a very funny coach. And maybe my life is against. But now I find it inside and giving me a second chance of being a better person.
You can help support amazing projects like this. Donate £10 donate to 7021. Text us with £10 donation with one standard rate. 100% of your donation will go to school. From 16 or older and have no place to live. For full terms, more info on the registered charity or to donate online go to commonwealth.com/sport.
So it's time for South Africa to represent. Little man, what's your name? James, what sports do you play? Have you ever worn that hat at school before?
No.
You should.
Yeah.
What about netball? Are you going to start playing netball?
Yes.
Why do you love it?
Because I like the nets. Then you get them into the nets.
James loves the nets. Alan, do you like the nets?
Definitely.
We've got a lot to thank you for, haven't you? You just told me that you pretty much built this building.
Yeah, I helped manage the goals this is it. So.
Well, James, let's cheer on South Africa. One more time, get behind your team. We're also going to ask you guys to pick our next song. James, do you like music?
Yeah.
Okay, right, let's have a listen to this first song and tell me what you think. Hit it. James is a mover. James, did you like that song?
Yes.
All right, let's have a no. Let's listen to this one. Okay, James, it's going to be the first song or the second song?
The first one.
I think we all agree. Let's hear it. Thank you, James.
If ever there were a score that didn't actually fit the match in front of us, it's 37-19. A healthy lead for Jamaica, but South Africa still believing they're very much in it. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Lisa Alexander alongside me. You've coached the very best, Lisa. I bet you'd love to get your hands on some of these players, the next generation that are coming through out on court in the stands. How impressive have both these teams been?
Massively impressive, particularly Jamaica, having seen them over so many years and watching their progression. Australia does play Jamaica quite a lot in these tournaments in the pool play, so we know them quite well, and we have to sometimes play them twice. So seeing them go out there and execute like they have is actually, it's inspiring.
Inspiration on the court, being shown off in the stands. A late run onto court from Janelle Fowler. She's back and we're underway. A few changes that we'll run through in just a moment.
Guns, contact, Inter, outside.
But we thought South Africa would look to respond. Somi with that wing attack. Bib on her back, and Venter gets us off and underway. First one off for South Africa. That's very much how they've got to play it, isn't it, Lisa?
Offside. Yeah, it is, and they've left their attack end out there. South I thought Africa. They may have taken Janelle Fowler off and put Shimona Nelson on, but look, she is playing so well. And, you know, she may want to keep that 100% game. It could be a historical statistic at the end of the day, but look, I'd like her to be protected a little bit more, and I think, you know, Shimona Nelson is a terrific young talent for Jamaica. I'd love to see her out there at some stage. I'm sure she will come on. She's on the bike, so that's always an indication she's ready to go.
Adine Thomas on with that wing defence. Bib on her back.
Wow. Beautiful intercept there from Wilson. Great pressure. That is a difficult pass to put through for a feeder on that angle. And she read it beautifully, Wilson.
Little look over. There is Janelle Fowler. We saw she was late onto court for the start of this one, but nothing wrong with her timing when it comes to her shots.
And of course, Van der Merwe has been put into goal defence. She will be sticky. She will actually match up probably better on Beckford at the moment.
Contact South Africa centre.
But I actually did like some of the work that Mbella and Mawani did in that quarter, but I think just Beckford's movement hopefully will be stopped and shut down a little bit by Van der Merwe. And Somi's back out on wing attack, which is great to see her back out there. She's such a leader for the team.
Vandenberg in there too, 191 centimetres.
Lovely to see her out there at goal attack. So tall, but also athletic and being able to run the goal attack position. Coach Nicole Cusack, who's the specialist goaling coach for South Africa, must have great faith in her to put her out there. And to be fair, she looks like a little bit like a young Gretel Buetta, actually.
We know how deadly she is.
We do.
There is Msomi. So Van der Merwe with that goal defence bib on her back.
Van's offside goal attack.
Dow too.
Van's contact, waving back. Van's offside centre.
Oh, she nearly got balanced beautifully on that baseline. It was such a shame. She pulled that rebound in, which is so important. in the run of things. If you're going to put a dent in this lead, you really need to get those turnovers and loose ball gets going your way. We call them pickups or loose ball gets.
Jamaica.
They're usually a great determinant of the intensity of a game.
Intensity is right. One word to describe this match currently. Look at those quick feet, but South Africa with a little bit of a whoop.
Just inside.
Moeni enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the combination between Moeni and van der Merwe. I think it actually is really important for South Africa, particularly while Carla Pretorius is not available. Great timing there by Ventnor.
Outside centre, inside. Centre stay on side. Inside the circle.
When they are more
Inside
positive and confident without passing through.
Offside.
Again, I know it's tricky, but they just look a lot happier in that moment. Things flowing better for South Africa.
Now that is...
Was a duck?
That was a mistake. They both went to the same place in the circle, but that is something that will, you know, settle down over the years between these two. They could be a fantastic combination together, two talls in the circle.
Wing defence obstruction.
If a mistake brings a goal, they won't mind.
They certainly won't. Yeah, good quick ball, but unfortunately Ventor's big toe went over that baseline, and that means it's out and there's a throw into Jamaica. Really interested to see Thomas here at wing defence. She's usually a wing attack, so I'm excited to see her there. At the moment, she's matching up really well on Nemsomi, and it will be a good battle.
Barney's obstruction, wing defence.
Oh, beautiful play. Janelle's excited. She's the feeder.
Jamaica.
She's controlling that attack end, and she is very, very happy about that. Great cut, Beckford.
And that was a tale of two toes at one end,
Barney's wing
two big
defence
feet at the other end,
obstruction.
just right.
Well, we are getting very poetic at the
Goal
moment.
defence contact.
It's just being a member of the size 8 feet club. I
Yes,
felt her pain.
I can also put my hand up to that as well. Mrs. Big Feet.
Perfectly formed. Right, what can South Africa do now? Give the ball up again, just in that moment. Just take a breather.
I will have to say it
South
again.
Africa.
That South Africa's transition out of defence has to be sorted. It is not organised and it needs to be clearer.
Venter.
Jamaica.
Because that's what they can do. They can score. They've got a scoring machine in the circle. I think Sterling's actually been quite quiet tonight.
Jamaica.
Venter is a handful, and she's been just trying to work through and keep her as well covered as possible.
Barney's obstruction, wing
The
attack.
athleticism of our athletes in netball is just phenomenal,
Barney drops
and it
side,
just
wing
keeps
defence.
on getting better.
Goalkeeper contact. Come up,
Awani
goalkeeper.
having a little laugh with
Obstruction.
umpire
both
Josh
out.
Bowering, and that's fine. That actually shows that the umpire understands the
South
psychology
Africa.
of what's going on the court and is supporting the athletes and players to do their thing out on court. It is a sign of an excellent
Throw in
umpire.
South Africa.
And I just said before Sterling was being more disciplined, and there she was out of the circle. But look, she pulled out of that intercept, could have actually put Masomi on the ground there, and she was very disciplined in pulling out on that. It was a good decision to let it go as well.
How good has Vanderberg been since her introduction?
Wing defence
on
contact.
court?
It's exciting to see her out there.
Beside
The
the
last
wing.
time I think I saw her, I don't think she had very many muscles on her legs at all, or her arms, so she's clearly been in the gym doing a bit of work. And that's important, particularly in the circle. You need to be strong.
And take Elise
South
out of
Africa.
Janelle Fowler's book up the other end. Emily Vanderberg, she's 21. The other end for South Africa, this young goal attack that's come onto court.
Contact
And the
centre.
exciting thing for South Africa is that they have now implemented a full-time program for their national
Advantage
athletes.
offside wing defence.
And
Advantage
it
contact
actually
wing
is
defence and
a
offside.
momentous time in South African netball's history,
Jamaica.
because they will be hosting the World Cup next year in Cape Town. So it's a great time, and I know that they are so excited to be hosting the World.
9-7 down on this quarter. Need a turn. Need a little bit of hope to take forward from this.
Some really nice tight work there by Van der
South
Merwe on
Africa.
Beckford, keeping her out of that rebound territory. But look, Janelle Fowler's just continuing her clockwork shooting.
Darwin.
Venter again. And the problem they've got is you just can't think for a second in that circle when you have Wilson and Sterling there taking the ball. So rapid, the elevation, the thought from them too, to read this game. Here come Jamaica again. There is Wilson. Beckford, who's been so impressive in that goal attack. Bibb really loving that balance at both ends for Jamaica.
I'd really like to see Dehaney
Throw in,
injected
South
into the
Africa.
game soon, but unfortunately
time.
I'm seeing I don't see any movement on the bench. I can see the two coaches are having a big
Halfway.
discussion at the moment. Rob Wright's wonderful at his coaching craft, and he's supporting. They're looking at players, they're discussing things, and it's great to see.
Thomas called.
Wing the fence. Move forward. Come forward.
And the umpire's voices
Yes. Jamaica wing the
echoing
fence
around
with
the
her.
arena
Van's
means
not
the
out of play.
coaches on the sidelines have a clear idea of what's being pinged and why.
Great balance here by
Advantage
Trelawney.
offside, wing
And
the
look,
fence,
she's
wing the fence,
got that
stay
ball
onside.
back to Van der Bergen. In she
Jamaica.
goes. It's a beautiful shot, actually. Nicole Cusack herself, an Australian diamond as well, and
Barney
was
centre
known for her
obstruction.
beautiful and technically perfect shooting action. So she continues that in her coaching
South
craft
Africa.
to be able to mentor the South African goalers.
And also seeing the baby Proteas there, known the younger generation of these South African players coming through, real talent too. There's Van der Bergen, look at that.
Wow.
Just
Great
to adjust
play.
the speed.
It's exciting. Why didn't we
Jamaica.
see this in the first quarter? But
On
look,
time, Jamaica goal attack.
we know that we need to be very careful about introducing young players onto the national court and the international court. We've got the change. Beckford is off.
We weren't entirely sure if this was planned or not.
I wouldn't have been as certain about this, but we've got a new goal attack coming on, and Shimona Nelson coming on into shooter.
When we talk about Shimona Nelson, we saw such incredible play from her when she came on, and for Robinson to come on with
Contact
her,
cause
all
goalkeeper
change
underneath.
inside that circle.
That is exciting, to be able to put a whole new goaling combination out there
one
of
step
Robinson
in.
and Nelson. I want to see this. I want to see it in action. Yes, there you go. Straight
South
straight
Africa.
on with it. Seamless. This is what we need from Jamaica.
Love the encouragement as well. Nelson was 29 from 29 against Wales.
Well, there's
Van
no
der Bergen
reason she
attack.
can't repeat that here. Exciting to see the umpires.
That deserved to go in.
Wow.
That deserved it.
It did deserve it, and Sterling's height up on that rebound. I thought she was going to pull it in herself, but she tapped it to advantage to Wilson.
Contact centre. Just there.
Oh, a
Contact
little bit of
inside the
confusion
circle. Goal
there
defence.
between Robinson and Dixon Rochester.
Obstruction
Nelson
goalkeeper.
trying
One step
her
back shooter.
hardest to make it very clear where she wanted that
Obstruction.
pass.
It's too short.
Forward,
Jamaica.
step forward a little more. And the 50 comes up for Jamaica, and their centre pass too. Just seen these grinding away, and then rapid fire from Jamaica when they've needed to, just to snuff out any resistance, any sort of
Wing
comeback
defence
from
contact.
South Africa. We talk about this being an early knockout, because you would think from this pool that in all likelihood it would have been one of these two to go through as the second spot in it.
You would think that. But
know what thought did?
we know what happens in netball, and I don't want anyone getting ahead of themselves, because South Africa do have to play Australia, and it is an outside possibility, as we know,
Outside the goal
that
circle.
South Africa could beat Australia. They match up very well on Australia, and they usually bring this extra, I don't know what it is, it's intensity. When Norma Plummer was coaching them as well, I mean, it was
Throw in.
absolute ding-dong
Goal
battles
circle.
out there. So I don't want to count them out.
They're not done here yet.
especially with these great young players on the court.
Venter. Oh, and it's the rebound too capability
lovely.
she has.
And the balance on that one foot then, that was sensational. Well done. Well done.
All about the intent as well.
Yeah,
Great
great.
driving this team.
Absolutely. Great take by Mansomi. And look, we know what the sort of leader that she
Contact,
is.
goalkeeper.
Approaching 2
Holding.
minutes left on this quarter. 51-28
That's it. Goalkeeper come
the
aside.
lead.
The
14-9 up on this quarter.
The exciting thing about
Obstruction.
Nelson is
Both
she's a
players
very
out.
different player to Janelle Fowler, so it actually gives the defence something else to think about. Nelson's a little bit bouncier
South
than
Africa.
Janelle Fowler. Doesn't quite take that one stance. She moves around a lot more. She has learnt to hold her space extremely well in the Collingwood
contact.
Netball Club's program under the tutelage of Rob Wright at some stages as well.
You're offside, wing fit.
Footwork, goal attack.
Oh, and the footwork at the end. They've both upped the intensity, both these sides.
Yes, really getting some great ball movement and speed through the centre third.
Bad obstruction,
Oh,
wing
that was just not quite. Just not quite Mansomi's personality there. And I think she just needs, and she
Wing
has
defence
turned around and
contact.
She was
apologised.
using the ball to push
time.
off Thomas.
Just
Yeah,
come in
in
line
that
with
moment.
me, wing defence.
I don't particularly
Both
like
players
it.
move
I think
into the court.
I'm really worried that
That's
one
it.
day when a player uses
Barney's
the ball to do
obstruction,
that, they're
goal
going to break
attack.
someone's jaw, to be fair. Clearly Mansomi wasn't going to do that in that case. I just don't think it's necessary.
Contact on
But
landing,
the defensive
advantage.
player does need to clear more quickly, and the umpires should be allowed to umpire the game where they're going to say to that player, you need to clear to your 3 feet more quickly.
Look at that feed though from Msomi after the apology before. The wobble on the post, no apologies for that feed in.
Well, what I liked there was the non-shooter work from Vandenberg goal attack. She came in to protect her shooter, keeping Wilson out of that rebound position because Wilson actually bounced off her. So great work by Vandenberg there.
Barney, contact, wing defence.
Nelson was screaming for it. She eventually does gather that ball in.
I love
South
Dixon
Africa.
Rochester, the way she just goes back to the centre. She's really certain it's going in and she gets on with her defensive work. She's just she's another one that just goes about her work without
Jamaica.
any fuss.
Half time.
Well, as if exhausted the ball itself. The crowd didn't realise how rapid that quarter was just 15 minutes, but felt like a lifetime. The intensity in it. Jamaica 54, South Africa 31. Lisa Alexander, you'll have sat through those matches where it does just go in the blink of an eye, and I think it did surprise the crowd in here. We're already 3 quarters into this one, and yes, again, they've opened up this lead, have Jamaica, but it's the exciting players we're seeing on court for both these sides. If we have a look at some of the best play that we've seen in this quarter, and Jamaica have just again been so strong defensively.
Look, that was just a beautiful intercept. Now you're watching the ball transitioning down court on the long court shot. You can see the work, the off-ball work that Jamaica are doing. Everyone is making leads for this ball. They're timing it, so there's many options in the 3-second call. There she is, Sterling leading from the back, supporting her team, making sure that ball gets through in that really quick play between Williams, Beckford and Fowler. Just loved it. And Fowler loved that play. She was really feeling like a goal attack.
Always an option there for Jamaica. In contrast, if we look at South Africa, as we're seeing the Jamaica bench, again, Rob Wright just giving instruction. You can see why they're looking a little bit punch-drunk at the moment. They've been exhausted by this Jamaica side, everything that they've thrown at them.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see, South Africa are really, really proud netballing country. They've been at the very top. They have been in contention for a gold medal. So What we want to see is for them to fight back in this last quarter and maybe even win this last quarter. Set themselves a real challenge and get out there and do it. Don't talk about it, do it.
Those changes that they've made, particularly when you look at Vanderberg coming on in that attacking end, you can see they've got young players that want to stand up, have the confidence on the world stage.
Absolutely, and again, as I said, it's important that the introduction of the young players is successful, and she has come on and done the job, so I'm very pleased with that, and hopefully this will continue for the rest of the tournament.
You were talking out perhaps when we look at the negatives in terms of turnovers for this South Africa side, those times, those chances that they've had and then just coughed up the ball as well, the contact penalties in there too. Equally just clinical from Jamaica.
Yeah, just way too many contact penalties. That just has to be changed because that is certainly going to hold against them. But again, the pickups are, and you know, our audience at home don't know the pickups, but if they were taking them, the loose ball gets, Jamaica are 18, South Africa are 10. That is a big difference. It means that Jamaica are hot, they're hungry for any loose ball that they get, and they convert.
Is this a gold medal winning Jamaica side?
Oh, that's a big call, Caroline. I've been looking at the teams, and I'll of course look at New Zealand again today. I just think it is so close in the top four. I can't separate them. I'm being as totally honest as I possibly can. I can usually pick a weakness somewhere, but I just cannot pick a weakness.
Final 15 minutes. We've loved this match. Jamaica, you would think home already, 54-31. What can South Africa do?
Well, they've got to chip away. That's the big thing. And it's great to see Smith back out there. Give her another chance. Make her do the work. The game's gone, so it's now time to get experience into her. Give her clear instructions and expect her to do that. Van der Merwe's back in her accustomed wing defence. And Memsomi in centre, although that pass on the centre pass just is not acceptable. So she needs to get that ball back. And luckily, Mawani's got this opportunity.
How many times have we said that, though, during this match?
I'm looking at the setup now. Van der Merwe has gone to her side. Smith's done her little move, which is good. The direction from Mawani was clear, and now Mawani has that is much better. It's more purposeful. They've set something up. They understand what each other is doing. And there we have Katie-Anne Dehaney in goalkeeper. I'm really excited to see this. Certainly Wilson did a fantastic job, but it is important to run your different combinations.
Jamaica.
And Dehaney back at goalkeeper with Shamira Sterling at goal defence is a lovely change-up that Jamaica have.
Jamaica then on their centre pass. There is Sterling into Thomas. Fires that bullet ball in. An angry take from Nelson. She wants each of these balls. She wants to score each of these goals. That is intent.
It is intent, and she is encouraging Robertson as well. I'm loving the work between the Jamaican athletes. They're encouraging each other. They're being positive. They're giving great feedback out on court. That's what you want. That's what you want to see from a team.
Desire from this Jamaica team. Desperate almost just to get to the end of this match, then to the next, then to the next. Each a step on where they feel is their rightful place.
I think if I was going to give a Best Player award tonight, I think I'd have to give it to the centre, Dixon Rochester. She has been a metronome clock. She has done everything almost perfectly. So I would have to go back and watch the game again. She has just been up and down and doing her work with no fuss and getting that ball through. Fantastic work from her.
In the UK, they'll perhaps remember Nicole Dixon-Rochester. Was it Team Northumbria? Was it the Commonwealth Games in 2018? She has experience in terms of the length of time she's been with this team, but maybe not the caps as well. Here they come again, Jamaica. And you're right, she just has a look round, orchestrating this Jamaica side.
And
then the replay.
Of course. Commentator's curse. It's just always there. What I'm saying is that both parts of the game, for those...
Contact.
Sorry, I enjoyed that.
I know you did.
Wing defence contact.
For those
Goal third.
coaches out there and the players that are watching, and I know there's many netballers watching out
Vantage
there,
contact,
just watching
centre.
the work that Dixon Rochester is doing in attack and defence.
South Africa.
She's getting set up early. She knows what her defence end is doing. She's calm. She's pointing, but she's
goal
also
defence,
doing the
centre
work.
third.
Fantastic.
Centre third.
Well, you said it's about concentrating
goal
on those
defence,
games
both feet,
in
centre
front
third.
of you. South Africa are 4-3 up on this quarter. And the chance here to extend.
That's what they have to do. They just have to win the quarter. They have to take
Jamaica.
confidence from this match into the next match. And if they can do that, then they can have a really positive tournament.
Obstruction goal
Because
attack.
we all know that they're really building towards next year's World Cup. But they are a proud netballing nation and they will want to finish off strongly here.
Oh, it's rock star netball. Some of these hot passes coming through too. The way that it's being finished off as well. Testing for Jamaica, but Robinson again then, just quality.
I'm loving Robinson. I was always worried that Beckford was the only alternative, but I think there is a real alternative now in Robinson. She reminds me a little bit of one of the Diamonds.
Contact, goal defender.
Goal attack, absolute
One
legend
step
of the
forward.
game, Nat Medhurst. She's just seems to be quite calm, goes about her work.
Obstruction.
Timing
Vantage
is
goal.
really, really nice. Oh, there's Williams. She's done a good job tonight. I'm going to give her a 9 out of 10 if I was giving her a rating. I'm very, very happy with her.
And we talk about a tournament and growth into it as well. Perhaps there was some criticism levelled at Khadija Williams in that first match for not sticking to task at times, but she's been almost perfect throughout this match, really delivered for her side.
She certainly has, and it looks like Beckford's gone to wing attack, which is really nice. I want to see this. I want to see this change up. Great to see.
Shady-Ann Hemmings on as well.
And of course, just giving these players a rest, they do need management through the week, and I know that Rob Wright understands high performance management, and he will be encouraging definitely the Jamaican coaching staff to ensure that the players are fresh and ready to go when they have to play finals.
Wing defence contact.
A little bit of frustration there from Thomas.
Oh, I love the old fake from Chawani as well.
Yeah, she's done a good job. She's been really steady tonight in both centre and in wing attack. She's going about her business.
59-38, just over 9 minutes of this one remaining. Here come Jamaica again.
Wow, Robinson, beautiful shot. Lovely, lovely change up on this attacking transverse line from Jamaica.
Goal defender, goal third.
What a way to bring the 60 up.
Well, at the moment, they're actually down by 1 goal, so I know that the coaching staff will be encouraging Jamaica to get themselves ahead,
wing.
push ahead in this quarter.
Throw in Jamaica.
Oh, great challenge there from Shamira Sterling. Caused that error, that push out of court.
Because Vanderberg's been good on the rebounds.
Throw in Jamaica.
Venter
very interesting
looking
that
to make amends then.
Yeah, the attack transition from Jamaica has just been affected a little bit by this change of personnel on court. So I'm certain that the coaching staff will look at that. Might be a little tweak they need to do in training just to ensure everyone is on the same page about their organisation out of, transitioning that ball out of defence.
Ball.
Robinson.
Mulwaney's been at it all night. It's been a difficult task for her. I don't think she's had the support out the front that she really needed. Memsomi and Van der Merwe, normally would be a little bit tighter out there at the front, putting that pressure on and giving Mulwaney a chance to have a look at some balls that are going cross court, but it just hasn't happened for them tonight.
Vantage moving off, goal defender.
But I'm liking the signs. Smith, also Vandenberg. Just some really good signs for South Africa. Good young players coming in and playing their role.
South Africa.
Venter, 61-39, and you're right, they stay just the goal ahead on the quarter time score. South Africa, a chance to put a run of 2 on. Good take.
And
solid.
Also for me, this is a bit of a concern for Jamaica. I think they need to make sure that they're going to be really having a mindset of winning quarters. They don't want to be comfortable with, oh, well, we lost the last quarter. For me, that's not good enough. They need to be challenging themselves at that highest level.
That was a comment we made.
Sorry, I'm a hard taskmaster.
No, we made that comment of England as well in the previous match, the last session against Malawi, when it looked like they might have one quarter taken away from them. How would they react? And they made sure they didn't. Here come Jamaica again.
So there's Mawani out of the circle, cutting off that ball down the sideline, doing it very well. What we've got now is a bit more of a static Jamaica. They need to keep on the move, have that beautiful movement, which is actually making it so difficult for South Africa. Great shot by Robinson, well done. Good work from Beckford there, on to Robinson. Great cut to the circle edge. And, you know, the double plays between wing attack and goal attack, so well done. That's the basics. Getting it into Nelson under the post.
You asked of it as a tough coach, and they've gone back ahead in this quarter.
Well, I have high expectations of Jamaica. I really do want them to have a really good red-hot crack at this gold medal. And they have to do these details. That is how teams win. They stick to task. They do not accept mediocrity.
Hemmings did well in drawing out, but
lovely work there by Mawani. She was onto it. She's kept her concentration up. I have to say, she has done a good job there. It's been difficult, but she's kept up her concentration, so well done.
Fanta 2, with all happening in front of her.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
Shamira Sterling.
Back to level pegging. Here's the time. Mawani's off.
South Africa goal keep.
You felt it for Mawani. You felt maybe she needed to.
I do, but I hope she's okay. She's such a brilliant person, brilliant player. Love to see her just having this rest for nothing other than just having a rest.
We'll keep a look out for her. Looks like she's going to receive some treatment on the medical table just over behind the South Africa bench.
Unfortunately, she pointed to her calf muscle, gastrocnemius for those that really want to know, but generally speaking, there's probably a little bit of tightness there. There's a lot of jumping in goalkeeper, and particularly for the goalkeepers, many jumps and elevations.
Bella's on court then.
Wow.
It just sometimes takes time to adjust, but you're right, that was as much about Thomas reading that.
Okay, there's 4 minutes to go. Someone's shoe's off, so they need to put that on.
Even the shoe is worn out.
Yes, the umpire may stop time for a shoe, not a shoelace, which is interesting, but a shoe is allowed to be put on.
So the shoe has to fully be off?
Absolutely, I think.
Not half off?
Oh, look.
When's the shoe on? When's the shoe off?
Don't ask me to interpret
1 foot
shoes
in, 1
on
foot
or
out.
off. Come on.
Having a little look at Pumza Mawani, and this is the concern, as you were saying. We're hoping it's perhaps just the fatigue of the game.
I'm really hopeful. She's getting a rub, so the signs are okay, but they're just going to check it out first. If they go to put the ice on, then she may not be able to play tomorrow. It is kind of that serious. So she needs to be well looked after, and she will be by the South African medical staff.
Held.
Okay.
South African players enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a great turnover. And it's because Jamaica didn't keep them accountable. They didn't keep on the move. Thomas is really working hard here, and I'm impressed with her. She's keeping up her work rate, and the others need to match that.
Fenter, that was a chance to go 12-11 up on the quarter. She'll have a second nibble at it.
South Africa.
There you go. And this perhaps the concern for Jamaica.
That's right. They're back out to a 1-goal lead in this quarter, South Africa. So that's a good sign. They've settled again. Venter's looking much more comfortable, actually, with Vandenberg at goal attack. Wonderful shot.
Jamaica.
Like, she is just smooth.
And why wouldn't you be comfortable with that? She's fluffing the pillows, she's pulling up the duvet.
I have to say, her face also reminds me of a wonderful, famous South African-born Kiwi, Irene van Dijk.
Well, there's a compliment.
Well, it's just her face. She's got that brilliant, beautiful face that, you know, smiling, and she's enjoying it out there, so it's great.
That goal counts. Another shoe has gone. I'm not saying that they're putting effort into this one, but we've another incident with a shoe, this time Vimbella, who's reattaching hers. So important that they're tightly tied too. You'll see the effort that goes into this court, the running that's done by each and every one of these players.
Massive amount of work that goes in behind the scenes. As performance director of London Pulse Netball Club, and I did get it in today for all my netball Twitter fans. You know, the work that goes into pre-season and the miles that need to go into the legs is phenomenal. And it's not just the slow work, it's also that fast sprinting work that has to go in there.
Looks like Jamaica may lose this quarter, depending on this passage of play for South Africa, how quickly and easily they can transition through. Vandenberg was in acres of space in that circle. She ducks round the back of Sterling to find more space. Is she within her range? In this match, yes, she is.
I am loving this from Vandenberg. This is an enormous effort. She's playing on one of the world's best defenders in Shamira Sterling, although not in her favourite position or favoured position. But she's just getting on with it. She's unflappable.
They're double figures behind on the match score, but that's nearly reduced. She's there on the back up too.
Let's just get that rebound and let's put it in.
Jamaica.
She's going about her business.
16-12 they lead this quarter, South Africa.
Gives them something to work on for the next match, which is terrific. And look, at the end of the day, did we think Jamaica would win this match by this amount? Probably not.
South Africa.
But they will need to make sure that they get back onto work and are not satisfied with this quarter.
Just at the back of the shot, you see Pumsamoeni back on the bench off that medical table.
Oh,
A good sight for South Africa, as is this. Another goal off.
Now, I'm really liking this setup here from South Africa, this 7 that's on the court now together. They working well together as a team, disciplined on their defence. Just be careful there, Vandenberg. Those little obstructions, you don't want to get a caution call. And Robinson just glides into the circle. Oh, that must have been a pass.
I'm saying it was a pass.
Yeah, I was too.
Either that or it's one of my types of shots.
Please put that down as a pass. It was not a shot.
Brilliant pass.
Well,
68-48.
It actually was great because it's a disguised shot, which means the defenders think it's a shot, but it's not. And so that's actually a terrific way to disguise a pass.
Perfect.
Wow.
As was that from Fenter.
I'm loving seeing this finish by South Africa. This is more like what we want to see from them. An 18-14 last quarter.
They're going to win it, but how quick will Jamaica be? No, they can't get through that South Africa defence, and that's the confidence that South Africa will take into their next match and through the rest of this tournament. It's Jamaica that are celebrating, rightly so. It was the hard work done through those first 3 quarters that gives them this one, but concern perhaps from that 4th quarter defeat to South Africa. Jamaica come out on top, 68-49, but through this match, it's been less than that in terms of what it's felt like on court, and I'm sure what it will feel like afterwards for these players. What a contest between these two. Jamaica 68, South Africa 49. So perhaps a moment of concern in that last 15 minutes, Lisa, for Jamaica, but positive for South Africa the way they responded.
Oh, absolutely. You'd be delighted with that last quarter from South Africa. The concern for me for Jamaica, though, is the amount of turnovers. They actually made too many errors.
Let's have a little look at some of the highlights from this match then. As fourth played fifth, and Jamaica came out on top. We're seeing the South Africa players have a moment of prayer and reflection after this match. In the background, Jamaica in the huddle too. Having a little look, Lisa Alexander, through the match statistics. Well, Janelle Fowler got her wish and came off 33 from 33 at 100%. Actually, three players on 100% in Nelson and Robinson, clearly putting up fewer shots than Janelle Fowler, but 95.8% impressive from Jamaica.
Yes, certainly any goaling coaches around the world will be saying to themselves, that's the sort of percentage we want to see. The issue is the turnovers. Jamaica need to tidy that up.
So things to work on then for Jamaica. Both these sides will face Barbados next, but Jamaica will have a rest day on Sunday. Barbados looking for points to get off the bottom of the table. Scotland after a heavy defeat to Australia earlier in the day, and it's Australia and Jamaica who top Pool A. A reminder, the top two teams go through to the semi-finals, but South Africa will still have belief that they can mess this up with a result against Australia. That's Pool A, done and dusted, but not the end of this session. Stick with us for plenty more netball from the NEC Arena. What a contest already, arguably match of the last